Hello, welcome to a special Halloween edition of Steampunk Tech Time with a British Arkan. This is British Arkan. Hello and welcome to the world of steampunk, where all our technologies are powered by steam and punk. That's the extent of my steampunk knowledge. At the height of steampunk fashion, the pocket watch. What every single ragtag steampunk scavenger needs is to tell time. Yeah. Oh man, I need to tell the time, but there's no buildings with clocks around. Wait a minute! I have a pocket watch. Back in a couple last centuries, this is exactly the scenario with less amazing acting involved that you'd find yourself in to find out the time. Pocket watches come a long way, a lot of different styles and technologies of how they're made, and they've become iconic. So not only to the three-piece suit, but also to steampunk. I have a hunting case pocket watch that you need to pin down to open up. And an interesting fact about it too is that to tell a modern pocket watch from an old-time pocket watch is if it's a hunting case pocket watch like this, a modern one will have the hinge at the 6 o'clock. Whereas an older style, more antique pocket watch will have it at the 9 o'clock. So there's one indication right there to tell you how old the watch is. So I got a modern style 6 o'clock hinge hunting case pocket watch here. I just got it with this this outfit. Ironically, I actually had most of the clothes with me anyway. But I appreciate steampunk culture. And it's actually pretty useful. I mean, if you don't have your phone on you or your phone's out of charge and you don't want to be a follower and just have a wristwatch like everyone else, you know, you can be unique. Yeah, this. Look how sturdy it is. I'm just going crazy with it right now. So the most popular type of mechanical watch is the key wind watch, and there are three subsets of that. The first was called the key set, and that was a simple little watch that you could take out the stem lever and then you could change the time on the clock. The second version, which came a little later, it was more popular in the railroad industry in the US and Canada, is called the lever set. Now why this was a little different is that you not only have to take out the stem set, but you also take out the power crystal, which was the quartz crystal, and the bezel. Why you have to do that is so that you couldn't, by mistake, set the wrong time. You have to consciously and actively set the time to what you want to do. And the railroad industry was appreciative of that, so that because they really depended on the stopwatch to make sure that all their trains were on time. The last set is the more convenient and the latest of the three. Is called the pin set. Now, after the first two where you actually have to take out the stem lever and set all the time, this one you just have to press a little lever or pin at the top that would have to be depressed to set the time. So you don't have to open it up and take everything apart. You can just press that little pin, set the time you wanted, and close it up again. The most convenient of the three. Pocket watches were really popular because they were a mobile version of telling time. Not everyone had a phone, and wristwatch was actually considered feminine back then. Until about World War I, where they became really handy because you didn't have to look into your pocket to take out your watch. They were a tool that man could use to accessorize what he was wearing. They became popular again in the 1970s because of the three-piece suit, where they actually had a little position for the watch in their vest, and then later on because of steampunk culture, that they became popular recently, actually. Now, the most amazing thing about them is that they can get quite complicated. Now, the stopwatch can be counted by the number of pieces or complications, and the highest one ever is 57 complications, and that was cost around $10 million. But the amazing thing was in 1925, a watch was commissioned for about $15,000 back then, which would be worth about $200,000 now, that had 24 complications. But that was recently sold for about $24 million in the last couple of years, so they can get really expensive and amazingly beautiful actually if you can afford them. Yeah, it is it's almost 2 o'clock, it's 5 to 2, is that correct? What time is it? Is that correct? Can you check your weird tablet device that lights up like the morning sky?
It's 1:46.
I did not set my pocket watch, but you have to remember to set your pocket watch, and then once you do, it will be a really useful tool.
Ooh.